Drip, that's water, call that boss. You check my squad and they gon' be a cost. You better be prepared to take a loss. I left my enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. It ain't sauce, no it ain't sauce. Yeah, enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. No it ain't sauce, no it ain't sauce. Yeah, enemies dripping, but it ain't sauce. It ain't sauce, it ain't sauce.
Hello people, it's your boy Arsis and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we will be reviewing Tom Hardy's Venom: The Last Dance. And the last dance it was. I'm gonna just get straight into it. But actually, no. Before I get straight into it, I got one question. And this is after looking at the audience score. Because this is, they say not to trust Rotten Tomatoes and trust the critics, but you also can't trust the audience either, I feel like, because they both can be pretty iffy at times. That's why it's always best to form your own opinion, That's why I like to give my opinion, You can go somewhat based on my opinion, but, it's still your choice to go out there and watch this movie. But back to the Rotten Tomatoes thing, like, it got an 80%. This movie got 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. I just got one question. For some reason, y'all are giving a pass to. Actually, no, I'm gonna say it this way. Why does the Venom movies get a pass, but no other bad movies, no other movies that y'all consider bad get a pass? Like, I'm one of those people that don't like Thor: Love and Thunder. There's people out there that don't like Thor: Love and Thunder. They say it's a bad movie, right? Right. But when it comes to Venom, y'all like to give this movie a pass. Like, whenever I hear anyone talk bad about this movie, they say it's like, oh, it's a movie you gotta turn your brain off. It's a goofy, fun movie. But y'all don't say that, or it's like y'all come up with excuses or reasonings for why this movie is the way it is, or it's still good because of these reasons. Like, y'all coming up with excuses for it. But y'all don't do that for other movies. Yeah, I don't Madam Web was awful. Like, that movie is garbage. But no one came up with any excuses or anything like that. It was just straight up, the movie is awful. Everyone hated it. I just want to know, and yes, I get Venom as a cool character, a cool villain. I get that, whatever. Even though he's not a villain in these movies, but yeah, I get that. He's a cool, fun character. Got you. Awesome, big, bulky guy that eats people's brains. Love it. Got you. But why are we defending this? And this isn't even with The Last Dance. This is with all of them. Why are we defending these terrible movies, but don't do the same thing for other movies? Like, y'all don't do anything. Y'all give these movies pass. That's just my question. But anyway, y'all want to know. What I think about the movie. So this movie is garbage. It's The Last Dance, and I'm glad it's The Last Dance. I hope they don't make another one. I was going to do a spoiler section, but I don't care. Don't go see. Don't. I don't think. Me personally, I don't think you should waste your time and go see this film. But it is what it is. If you don't want to get spoiled, then leave. Come back. But I'm gonna just say everything because I really don't. This movie doesn't care that much, doesn't care that much, so I don't care about it. So this movie starts off like off rip, you automatically just see Null. Like, off rip, the movie begins with Null. Like, it automatically begins with Null, and he literally just tells his origin story. Like, one for one. Like, he literally tells his origin story. And he does that, multiple times throughout the film. Like, he just straight up just tells his origin story. And I'm just like, okay. And then after that, it just cuts to Eddie Brock in the bar from No Way Home. It cuts to Eddie Brock in the bar from No Way Home. And then Eddie Brock just gets sucked back into the Sony verse, the trash verse. And we just begin with the story. Let me say that there's no story in this film. Like, at least to me, there's no story. The Venom is fine, gets the Codex, or let alone he is the Codex. He is the Codex, and Noel is sending out his spider monstrosities to go and retrieve the Codex because apparently you have to have had died with the symbiote, and so that's pretty much the whole like what the movie's about, but it's not in a way because there are like a lot of moments where Eddie Brock and Venom are just walking around doing nothing. They take a trip they go to Vegas, and nothing happens in Vegas. Nothing really important. Um, they take the trailer. Oh, and by the way, everything in the trailer is pretty much the movie, like usual with Venom and their Sony movies, like with Venom and Sony's like superhero movies. Everything you see in the trailer, all the cool stuff is in the trailer. So, like literally, like Venom, Eddie Brock, like they literally have these moments. Like even when Eddie Brock is with a hippie family, the hippie family. There's just these moments where they're just sitting around, driving around, just doing nothing. Like it's like tons of moments like this. Like I don't get what it is. And Eddie Brock and Venom are not funny. I like Tom Hardy, but he's just after in the first Venom movie, I somewhat gave it a pass. But as time is going on, I'm over it. I'm done. It's not funny no more. It's just boring, and let alone at times it gets very cringy. Like there's a moment where, and it's in the trailer as well, Venom and Eddie Brock struggle to say we are Venom. But I'm like, haven't y'all been doing this for like a long time now? Y'all should already know how to say we are Venom. Like it shouldn't be like a struggle. Like y'all been doing this. Like why is this a struggle? Y'all got it on the first try when y'all first got together. Like there shouldn't be, but whatever. Um None of the Eddie's girlfriend, well ex from the last movie, she doesn't make a return at all. Yeah, she doesn't make a return. She's gone. There's no end, nothing to end that story off for concluded or nothing. She just doesn't show up. It's like one little like nod to her, and then that's it. Um, Mrs. Chen shows up. Mrs. Chen shows up. She's back for no reason. Eddie literally goes to a casino, gambles. Him and Venom gamble. He meets Mrs. Chen. Mrs. Chen takes them to her penthouse. Eddie changes into Venom, even though he knows that if he changes into Venom, the monster is going to find him and kill him. And this is like a world-ending threat. Like this is like a very like world-changing ending threat. And so instead of trying to stop this creature, find it, figure out, do what's necessary, be the lethal protector that they proclaim to be, they literally have a moment where they are just in the penthouse dancing. They have a moment where they're in a penthouse dancing. And when I tell you it is the CGI looks horrible. Like Venom looks so weird. It looks weird. Like you have made a character that I was once scared of into a literal Care Bear. Growing up, I was scared of Venom. When I first saw Spider-Man 3, I was scared of him. You have turned Venom into a Care Bear. Thank you, Sony. You have made him he's not even Deadpool. Like at least like in the first Venom, I would have at least give him like almost like Deadpool. We've gotten to a point where he's not even Deadpool. Like he's I don't know what he is. He like you just made him bad. The story is all over the place. Like there's no they don't even go, like the main plot of like the focus is just not even there. Like it's not there. Like they're stuff like literally, like I said, they're supposed to be trying to stop this monster, but there's moments where they don't do that. They just sit, like they just walk around doing nothing, literally doing nothing. And it's not as many moments with Eddie and Venom. They focus a lot on the scientist for some reason. Like there's a plot with with one of the scientists getting uh getting struck by lightning, and it ends up transferring to her brother and killing her brother. But they never go anywhere with it. It just happens, and then later, well, it kind of does. Later in the movie, she becomes like this symbiote, and then like she saves another scientist girl. She saves another scientist, and then they show like the lightning in her body. Like it just didn't have like a payoff. Like shit just happens. Like there's a lot of stuff in this movie that happens without any payoffs. Like it's a what's his name? Rex. Yeah, Rex. He's like the one of the military people. He talks to like the leader of like he literally talks to the leader of the Area 55, the Area 51 like region, and it's about something big. Give him like access to something, and then like give him access to like this big, or like he's about to execute something, and then it just doesn't go anywhere. Like it's never brought back up again. Like yeah, it's a lot of like cliffhangers and sequel baits to stuff that we wouldn't really care or want to see. Um, yeah, it's weird. And then the dude that was supposed to be like Toxin, he ends up not being like Toxin, and he's more like I forgot the he's more like Lasher. Yeah, that's the green symbiote. Yeah, the green symbiote. He looks more like Lasher. He doesn't. I think he like the toxin part of him died. I don't know. The film just uh, the other than like looks, like there's a moment where they show like literally all the symbiotes. Where well, some of the symbiotes are like random, and then some of them are some we know. Like don't for some reason they don't want to use Scream. Like I don't think we got Scream at all. I think that's her name, the yellow symbiote. Like we never got her, which I was very sad about. I was hoping to see her, but yeah, we get like a couple of symbiotes from the comics, I believe, and then we get like just some random ones that are never like that don't actually exist. Like they just made them up, and all the symbiotes attached to like random people. Yeah. Yeah, all of them attached to like random people, like random soldiers during the final battle. Like this movie is just I don't really know what to say about it. Like it's just bad. I would not waste your time to see it. And what bothers me is that people are defending it. They're defending it. And they're saying this movie is better than Joker 2. And I haven't seen Joker 2, by the way, but I feel like Joker 2, without even watching the film, would have at least a story and go somewhere or have a path. Venom doesn't have that. It doesn't have any of that. Other than like a couple of like great moments with Tom Hardy as Venom where he reflects on his life. He looks at the hippies and their family like this is what he could have had, this is what he could have been, stuff like that. Venom tells him he's a great father, stuff like that. But a couple of those scenes, and it was another moment where Venom, because they pretty much tell you that Venom is going to disappear and die, even though he's not going to die because he's going to come back. This is technically Sony's Spider-Man or moneymaker at the moment, so he's gonna come back and then at the end you get a little vial with the symbiote showing that it's still alive. I'm not even gonna talk about the end credit. There's nothing to talk about the end credit scenes because it's basically Noel. Noel's appearances is the beginning of the movie, the end of the movie, and then an end credit scene. So technically after the movie ended. So technically he only has two, but it's third. And it's just they're setting. I guess they're going to make a Null movie, which I don't want to see. I think that would be like ridiculous, but whatever. The guy from the bar that Eddie met, I think he knocks like over like a broken you see like a broken castle of like this that the symbiote was in to let you know that he might come back. This film was draining. It wasn't. It's just I don't want no more of these, man. I don't want no more of these. I already know because I looked it up. The first Venom movie made like $800 million. The second one made $500 million. So I already know. I don't think this one's gonna do as good as those, but I know it's gonna make money because for some reason people like these films. They defend the mess out of these films. They're like coming up with excuses for it, and I'm just like, I don't get it. This film is like garbage. It's all over the place. CGI is terrible. The villain is stupid. I would even say Noel really is the villain. Like he's not even really there. Like the comic, like the character wise, it's like comic accurate. I would say like look and like sometimes the feel, but like story wise, it's just no, like it's just terrible. And I don't know what Sony is leading to because we thought Tom Hardy was gonna be with Tom Holland in the MCU, but then they brought him back to his regular universe, so that's not happening. And then they introduce a whole bunch of other sequel baiters. So are they ever going to pay these off? Like what's going on? And then in like Morbius, you showed Morbius talking to Vulture. So are we getting this? And it's just like, what is the plan here? Like, what are we doing? Like, where are we leading to? Because Venom doesn't. Eddie ends off with not having like Venom anymore. Like Venom is gone, and you get like a weird ending with there's like 3 musical moments, which I don't know why Venom has these moments. Venom should like be completely dark. It should be Venom should be like have like a bunch of like slight like humor moments or like no like moments that are like naturally funny, then like forcing jokes, and then most of it should be dark. And like usual, I will also say that because the film is not rated R, the kills just look weird and feel off. Like whenever Venom bites someone's head, it just feels off. Like it just no. It's this film does a lot wrong. I don't really. I'm over it. Like I'm over it. We're going to see Craven. Honestly, I wish I would have saw the Joker. This movie was a waste of time. Even though I think Joker 2 would have made me mad too, based on what everyone's saying. But this movie was a waste of time. Honestly, I don't think any one of these movies are good. But if I had to pick one, I think the best one, in my opinion, would be Let There Be Carnage. Because, like, you literally got a good villain. Well, a cool villain. You got a cool villain. Uh, Woody Harrelson, he was fine as Cletus Cassidy. And you got Screech, I think that was her name. She was in there. They had a good combination of I think Andy Serkis had a good combination of comedy and seriousness. You know, it had its moments. Yeah, it had a good like combination. And that's also another thing. This movie has no like investigation. Like Eddie Brock is not even a reporter in this film. And that's like one of the key parts I love about Eddie Brock in the comics, that he was a reporter while also eating people's brains, which I thought was funny. Like he's almost like Dexter in a way. But like, yeah, they don't he's not even doing any like investigating. He's just literally walking around while also trying to somewhat stop a world ending threat. But he doesn't really care until like it doesn't really get interesting until like the very end, and that's like what 20 minutes left into the film. Yeah, like 20 minutes left into the film. But if I was to say which one is the best, I would say Venom Let There Be Carnage is the number one. I would say Venom 1 would be I would say Let There Be Carnage, Venom 1, and then this movie. This is the worst of the trilogy. The third one is the worst. Like it's just awful. I would not. Yeah, and I don't. And like I said, I don't know where they're going with it. It's a bunch of sequel baiters. You have stuff with the 2 girl scientists. Like there's a couple of moments where Eddie Brock and Venom have like heartwarming moments, like one towards the end of the final battle where Eddie Brock and Venom kind of say their goodbyes, and then towards like the very end where Eddie Brock and Venom, right before he explodes himself, they have like a goodbye, and then there's like the whole weird type montage. I think Sony just likes making. It's like Sony likes making movies that are supposed to have came out during 2003. I don't know why. They're making movies that's supposed to, because they put every single early 2000s trope in their movies. I don't know why, but they're making movies that belong in 2002, 2003, and I don't get why. If I was to rate this, I'm gonna give it like a 2 or a 3. Between like a 2 or a 3, maybe like there's a couple of good moments with Eddie Brock and Venom. I think that's the best part. So I would say like a 3 out of 10. It gives you got a little bit of a bump. 3 out of 10. I gave the first Venom like a 5, like a 4 or a 5. The second one I gave like a 4 or a 5. This one goes down. It's like a 2, 3 out of 10. So yeah, I don't want any more of these movies. I definitely don't want Tom Hardy's Venom. I never wanted Tom Hardy's Venom to be with Tom Holland. So especially at this moment in the game, like I want a new. If you're going to do Eddie Brock, I need Eddie Brock to be one. Please make him a blonde. Make him blonde again. 2, he needs to be introduced through the Daily Bugle, and I want Peter to get the symbiote first. Then it goes to Eddie Brock, and then you can make a movie about Venom on his own. Like I want it to go like that. You got to do it right. Kind of like how the Batman did introduce the Penguin in his movie first, and then you got the spinoff. That makes more sense than how they've done it. Especially if you're going to make it this bad all the way through, like you're 0 for 3. Like like no. But 3 out of 10 is what I get of it. So don't waste your time with this film. Wait till it comes out, or just don't watch it at all. But I already know this movie is probably going to still make money. That's why it's PG-13, so it can make money, you know. But I do find it funny. Deadpool and Wolverine was rated R, and there was kids in that theater, and that movie made tons of money. But Venom is PG-13, and it's just funny because they could still make the movie rated R and people still want to see it because Venom's still affiliated with, but whatever. They let them do what they think is right. But like I said, I'm done with this series. This series needs to end. I do think Kraven the Hunter is going to be. I do think Kraven the Hunter might be the best, especially since it's rated R. So you already are going to get a point for that. It's going to be way better. It's going to be Venom, what Venom should have been. But don't watch this. This is a waste of time, and I'm over it. I'm over it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.